Hey everyone. Last year, I told you guys that I was hired to be a DP for a feature film. That is still going on. It was supposed to start filming in the second half of the second quarter, but a few things happened and it's been moved to next year. Not a big deal, but that kind of left a big chunk of time that I was originally planning to spend on not just being the DP, but I was actually supposed to do a lot of the post production and the editing for that film. So because I have this lock of time, I kind of wanted to. I still have that need now that to make something, to make this film, and because that's not going to happen, I kind of just wanted to take it on my own to make something. Um, so here it is. This is kind of the first episode of documenting how what documenting you know making a feature, and I didn't really know where to start, honestly. Um, as I've been in the industry for a long time, but something like this was something I never really thought to do for some reason. I've always wanted to be. I just always wanted to make films, but I don't know why I never just thought to just do it until this moment. And it would kind of the main person that inspired me to do so was Noam Kroll. He is a big advocate for no budget to micro budget filmmaking. And he has shown time and time again that you can kind of treat it as a business in itself. Not just a business, but um, just basically that you could do it on your own. And so I joined this film incubator to kind of help jumpstart me and keep me accountable to make something. And he has this really fantastic plan laid out to make these to see you through to the end. And he's very responsive. That's the best part is anytime you're kind of stuck or if you have an idea, you can literally run it by him. And he has such a wealth of knowledge that refreshing it's refreshing to be with to be able to just bounce this idea off of. But anyway, a little bit about my past regarding writing. I was a writer long before I was even considering a DP. I didn't even know what a DP was. When I was in middle school, I already kind of started writing short stories and comic books. I My original plan for myself was to be a comic book writer, and I really did try really hard to be one up until like maybe my 20s, my um, early 20s, and then I kind of just stopped. Um, and life just happens, and I veered off elsewhere. But while I was a writer, I was an avid photographer or avid picture taker. I wasn't really a paid photographer. I was just took pictures. Took my dad's film camera, which I still actually have. So I have this and an AE1, but I was really I just never really considered that to be a thing for me to do until I grew up and started learning the process of what DPs do, what cinematography is, and kind of the whole study of it. Anyway, that's a weird tangent to go on of, but back to the main subject of this video is the very first things that he kind of requires is 100 concepts. This is mostly for someone that doesn't know what they're going to write about, I think. There's a lot of I'm assuming there's a lot of people that just they don't take writing into the same consideration as any of the other positions. For some reason, writers are never really seen as a filmmaker, but writing is the most important part of filmmaking. That's kind of the main backbone because without the story, you really don't have anything else. Um, but what I have been the most excited about this 100 concepts thing, 100 concepts, the whole notion that it is exciting to me the most is how much of the stories that I'm kind of like just digging into my head, into my brain, like some of them are stories that I wrote a long time ago, kind of forgot about and never really wrote it down, or things that I wrote down and lost and never really followed through. I used to carry this pad paper that I would just write concepts and ideas, and then I don't know, I just kind of stopped. But this is kind of helping me guide myself, and I still write things on a pad paper. You can't really see it, I don't think, but if you can, I'm gonna blur it out because these are a lot. I don't actually have 100 concepts. I'm stuck at 42, but I don't think the point is to come up with 100 concepts. The point is to kind of dig for an idea that you're gonna want to do that is feasible for you financially to do. And that's kind of what's really cool about this whole 100 concepts thing is every time I write a new concept, I think of an idea and I go back to this one idea. I actually didn't even think that this one concept was going to do anything. I just wrote it down. I just wrote it down and I was like, okay, well, it's an idea. It's just one for the notch. But as I grew, each wrote down a new concept, I would think, oh, geez, this is another thing that's really cool that I can add to this. Oh, this is another thing. It just kept growing until that concept grew into something that I'm excited to make. The best thing about this is you're discovering something about yourself that you didn't even know. I didn't know I wanted to write this type of film. I'm not gonna share the whole thing because one, I don't have the concept completely. I have the concept, but I don't have the story completely written. So that, and I just don't want to tell you. But I'm really excited about this whole thing. This 100 concept thing. I would recommend anyone to do just to kind of dig. It helps you dig. One other thing that I would recommend is don't be around a computer and leave your phone. Leave this away from you because as I was the first 10, 20 was the hardest for me. And that was mostly because I was by a computer and I would just randomly Google something that just pops in my head. Or if I had my phone, I would randomly Google information that was something unrelated. It was these things that just pop in my head and I just have to find out what it is or read about it. But if you keep yourself away from that, oh, and listen to something. Listen to like a podcast, some music, just something that is is noise that can kind of like, I don't know, get yourself in a frequency. It sounds silly, but these are things that have found that helped me push through the first 10, 20 concepts to find another 20 more. And that last 20 was what helped me grow the initial concept that I would like to shoot. So, yeah, this channel was never really supposed to be an Olympus or Micro Four Thirds or camera news channel. This was originally supposed to be a place where I can talk about making movies, and just going full on in that direction. Now, it's not going to stop. I'm not going to stop making content because I still have a few more videos. But I do have to let you know, I'm getting rid of that OM1 already. So it just doesn't work for my work. I had to go with another company to kind of like meet the requirements because that camera did not meet the requirements. If I had the money, I would keep that and my new camera, which I just can't afford it. I don't have the money for that. I had to use that money to fund this other camera, but that other camera has nothing to do with the channel. What I'm trying to kind of do is find a way to like maneuver Olympus into this because I think I love my EM1 Mark II so much, and there's still so many things in it that I find better than the OM1 that I think I'm probably leaning into just so I can keep this as a no budget film. I'm going to probably use this camera. This is the EM1. This camera to film the feature. And I don't know, it'll just be fun. Like working through all of this stuff, trying to make this. This whole thing is kind of fun. This is an exciting moment for me, honestly. Um, and you know, uh, it'll be fun to talk to you guys about it and discover new things about it. And if you guys maybe are into trying to make a movie, I want to hear that from you guys. I want to hear that. And if you guys need help, I want to be your Noam Kroll. I want to like help you guys write through things, talk through things, whatever. So anyway, that's it. Um, I'm probably gonna do as many of these videos as I can. There's the film incubator that I'm in. If you're not already in it, I highly recommend you doing it. But there's something to do every week, basically. And I will do my best to do this. I actually had to come home, shoot this real quick, and then I'm leaving again because I'm just in the middle of work. So yeah, that's the other thing too is because it's every week, you don't have to spend so much of your time on things. I really just spend 30 minutes to an hour on little things here and there to build me up until I got to this. I don't have 100 concepts, but I'm gonna continue building 100 concepts just to see where I go. But I already know it's gonna be this one film. So anyway, I really gotta go. Um, Thank you guys for watching. I'm excited about this whole thing. I hope you guys are excited too. You guys have a great day.